Hello everyone, my name is SurrealBeliefs and welcome back to another multiplayer battle featuring myself and Tokshin. Hey Tokshin.
Hello SurrealBeliefs, how are you doing?
Oh wow, we just met, right? Hey dude, I heard about you, you're pretty great. Alright, over here.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna talk to you now. Alright, over here we've got halberdiers, we've got some handgunners, I've got some great cannon too, I've got some Demigryph Knights, I've got over here a Flying Empire Captain and a Karl Franz. What do you have?
I went hero heavy with this one with 2 runesmiths. I have a master engineer, which I don't usually use. I have 5 dwarven warriors, 2 longbeards with great weapons. We have Unkrum Iron Fist, and I brought 2 of the gyrocopter bombers with the brimstone guns to specifically shoot out large creatures, which the chaos can field, including their cav, and chariots, which are now coming my way. Something that I don't usually see is chaos chariots. I was kind of surprised to see them in this battle.
Let's go look at what they have right now for the Chaos player. Right now I'm looking at some Chaos Marauders that have great weapons. I'm looking at a Chaos Giant. They've got really not too much. I mean, wait, where did all of their money go? Because I mean, I see a Chaos Giant, but it feels like they're very sparse. I mean, they do have well, not a zombie dragon, but a Chaos Dragon.
They put all their money in the chariots, the giant, and then they have 3 hell cannons.
Oh right, 3. I forgot about that. Right, and we were like, oh hell no. And then the Empire player brought in a bunch of spearmen. He brought in handgunners. He brought in a wizard, a mortar, Demigryph Knights, I mean, as usual, and more greatswords, and that is about it. Now, they brought in a lot of artillery. It's a pretty big map, a pretty open map, and I'm going to go watch you shoot them with your choppers right now.
Yeah, right now, the Marauder Horsemen were throwing some axes at my gyrocopter, so I was leading them into the range of my corridors, so I'm about to get some shots off on them. The Empire player also did, in Vanguard deployment, do Outriders on the our far right side, and they're going to be sneaking up the right side.
Eventually.
Right flank, I believe, yeah. And I'm just shooting up these chariots who are out here on their own against my entire army.
Oh, I feel like
not a great place for them to be.
I feel like that's kind of like a thing that you're meant to do, right? You're just meant to kind of like fight on your own, you know, like that works, right?
Yeah, no, it's working for them. They're almost at half health, so it's clearly doing wonders for them. As I am currently getting shot at by 3 hell cannons. I think 1 hell cannon in most situations is too much. Sometimes it can work, sometimes, but man, 3 is a lot. That's a lot of hell cannon.
The only time that I've had a hell cannon work is when we went on that siege map and I brought in more than 1 hell cannon, but that was a different story, alright?
How many hell cannons did you bring on that siege map?
I lost count, actually. I don't know.
I think it was like 7 or something. I don't know, 6 or 7.
But
anyway,
the part is, they cheese too. I mean, they had a bit of cheese too. They brought in like just a bunch of, what, exalted champions or whatever they're called?
Yeah, they did. Did we covered that? Did we cover that game?
I don't remember. I mean, it was a pretty dumb game. I intentionally wanted to do that for fun, but it wasn't meant to work. Like, they could have won, but they did weird crap, man.
They did. But that is not this fight. Right now in this fight, your heroes are out fighting some handgunners, apparently. As you're getting flanked by Outriders.
Get him, boy. And I knew I was going to take a little bit of damage, but I didn't care. I didn't care. I was there. I knew what would happen.
The Chaos Fire Sorcerer is laying a lot of spells down on my dwarves here. But it's kind of a waste, I think, against dwarves to do offensive spells like this. I would rather save my Winds of Magic for buff spells and debuffs, just because of their innate magic resistance. The already low damage of some of these Vortex spells are even going to be lower against the dwarves.
Yeah, man. That's some weak shit,
man.
Dude. Yeah. That's my commentary level for the entire day. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, there is this Warhammer.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, and shit happened.
And at this point, my 2 gyrocopters have almost killed an entire chariot group, and then the other chariot group is below half. They're sitting at like 15% health. Another vortex spell is being dropped on my dwarves, which I'm now moving up to get closer to the chaos player. What's going on in your neck of the woods with these Demigryph Knights?
Okay, to let you know, I am at like 456. I think I went a little bit too slow on the slow motion to normal motion, but I'm at 450 now. And right now they're shooting at me. I'm moving forward. I'm moving back now because initially I was going to charge in. I was like, oh crap, they're after me. And I was going to charge right in, but then I was like, hold on, I don't need to. I'm not going to do that. So I actually pulled back at that point. So to let you know, I am currently at 435, but
Okay.
let me go look at it real quick. They've got plenty of Outriders, they've got Dimgriff Knights, and my own Knights are going after their Outriders right now, trying to beat them up. That way they can't bother me. Fortunately, they can't turn around to beat me. I've got my hero and my leader going after their Dimgriff Knights. I mean, I've learned that that's actually pretty effective to do. I've even got a Warrior Priest coming out. I don't often use them, but I do like them more.
Yeah, I find the Warrior Priest buff spells to be okay. I don't think he's as good as like the Dwarves Rune Smith necessarily, but I think he could be a solid unit. Excuse me.
I feel like he needs a little bit more in terms of maybe a aura to support his troops. I mean, everyone gets a plus leadership one if you're a lord or whatever, but I just mean like a little bit more of a buff, like whether it's to melee defense or whatever.
I am all for a buff to the Warrior Priest. I've always been a fan of them.
Yeah.
Going back to the Warhammer Online game, but we have talked
man.
about that before. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just did a Empire lore video where I talk about the Warrior Priest, and there's actually 4 orders in the Church of Sigmar. The Order of the Silver Hammer, which is for the Warrior Priest, and I won't elaborate, but yeah, that is the order they belong to, which is cool. All right, over here, we've got handgunners moving up on me. We've got a lot of spearmen, which are really bad. I mean, that is why I was kind of like, okay, I'm not too worried now. Now, the greatswords can do damage. Right now, I'm fighting his Dimgriff Knights, and I'm winning. I mean, I have my own Knights, but they have halberds, and I've got all my heroes here. I basically grouped up every hero, every lord I have, which is 1, and my Dimgriff Knights all together to go beat all of their cav, which turned out to be pretty effective.
I think that's a solid strategy considering how much money they put into the cav. I think it's a very good move to take them out. And right now on my side, I'm trying to take out the Lord of the Chaos here on their Zombie Dragon with my Gyrocopters. Again, they have the Brimstone guns, so they do really well against large creatures. And I have an engagement going down. The thing is, my infantry, for the most part, is better than just a bunch of Chaos Marauders since they chose to spend so much money on their Hell Cannons. The Giant can't be a problem, though, so I'm going to try and get my Correlers on Focus Fire duty against him here soon.
That is correct, and right now I'm charging in. I'm moving right in because, again, I know I can beat them. I'm having my cannons just essentially wreak hell upon them, havoc upon them. And again, my Dimgriff Knights are out there fighting with my lords. And that, I don't know why I did that, but it reminded me a little bit of Warcraft 3, just kind of grouping up all of my heroes together and going out there and beating them down. And that worked out very, very well, going after all of the knights. I mean, 3,000 gold gone.
Talking about Warcraft 3, don't
Doing it.
Don't make me sad in this video that there's no Warcraft 4 right now.
Oh man, I know. Also, to let you know, a Hellfire shot did actually hit their own men. Like, I just watched them hit their own group of guys, and they, I believe, only killed their own men in that last shot. Which I wish I could draw for you where that's at, but it's right about a Chaos Giant where they're beginning to flee now. Okay. That's pretty funny. Ha! Hey.
I mean, the Hell Cannon is kind of inaccurate unless you are manning the Hell Cannon yourself and firing the shots, because you can actually move the shots in first person. But who has time to do that in a multiplayer
I don't
game?
have time.
That's, yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that, right?
None. And right now they're trying to chase me. They have greatswords coming after me. Very funny. They should not have been doing that. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm going after their mortars finally, and I think I went after the Hell Cannon. Or no, I shot 2 of them up. They have 1 left. Because again, I have Great Cannon, and Great Cannon are the greatest. I mean, actually, they should change their name up to Greatest Cannon.
They probably should, actually. They are one of the best cannon units in the game.
Okay, right now I'm bringing in my Lord and my Hero to come help you out. They're flying on in. I've got my Warrior Priest, I believe, back there because he's unable to fly, unfortunately. Actually, no, they're all moving to come help you out. Did I go after that Hell Cannon crew? I don't remember, but we're about to win the battle. I beat their infantry line completely. I use my guns to flank them, and I do a lot of damage by doing that. And you're beating the Chaos player right now.
Yeah, like I said, their infantry, the Marauders, they have a lower leadership than the rest of the Chaos units, obviously. Now, they did do a smart decision in bringing at least a couple units of the Marauders with great weapons, because they do have a better chance of killing my heavily armored infantry. But there was too much money spent on the Chaos chariots, which are shut down with my Brimstone guns, and then the 3 Hell Cannons, which, like you said, some of them were doing friendly fire, and there just wasn't enough money to be put into their actual infantry line. They needed like a couple Chaos Warriors, maybe a Chosen, even though they're really expensive. I don't know, it's hard. I haven't found a really solid Chaos build yet. They're just they're kind of, in my opinion, one of the weakest factions in the game currently.
They definitely are. Now, one thing that I do like about them are all the creatures they do have. I mean, in our last fight, that worked out pretty well, but I mean, unfortunately, to counter that is really not too hard. Your halberds can counter that pretty fast, or even spearmen, or whatever that you want, or even handgunners, or even coilers. Yeah, a lot can counter that if you focus them down. So, I mean, you could try to buy that, but you're not going to have much gold for actual linemen. But when you can find like that right balance of having enough linemen to hold the line and to have your creatures bash on through, it feels really good. But real quick, I want to go through what happened for me and my faction. Okay, my handgunners, of course, got a lot of kills. My great cannon, well, they were going after cannon crews like the Hell Cannon for much of the game. Actually, overall, I didn't get a lot of kills before I beat them all. Now, my lords took a lot of damage, but I used them to essentially break up the enemy formation by keeping their handgunners busy. Then I went after their Demigryph Knights, which is very important. I took out their Outriders too. So, I mean, while they did not get a lot of kills, they still did a lot. And beyond that, my greatswords got 1 kill. Then they broke. The Empire player that I fought, surprisingly, his spearman got a lot of kills on me. That's actually very shocking. Gelt, no kills at all. His greatswords, no kills at all, which is really bad because, again, they have a lot of gold that you need to tie into them to actually get them on the map. Demigryph Knights, no kills at all, and that is a lot of gold for no kills. 3,000 gold gone for no kills. His mortars got the majority of the kills in a game, which is to be understood because, I mean, again, they were way back there shooting me for the entire game. But again, not a build that you would want to use in the way that he did. You would want to use all of your guys together. Even then, you might not have a shot at beating me, but he kind of fought me all over the map, which is where I beat him. What about you?
For me, my lords didn't do too much either. I was expecting more from a master engineer. My runesmiths did okay. Runesmiths did okay, but they're mostly there just to buff up the friendly soldiers and drop their kind of like Fate of Buna ability that they have, but not nearly as strong as it. My miners, I always love miners with blasting charges because they disrupt the enemy's infantry line pretty well, and they did a good job of doing that. My dwarf warriors did okay, but they weren't my killing power. They were my staying power. My killing power was in kind of everything else. My longbeards did okay. Spoilers did okay. They were focus firing down the Marauder Horsemen, who were a threat to my gyrocopters, so they kind of saved them. And then they focus fire down the Giant, which, if left alone and unfocused, can just murder walls of infantry with no problem. And I'm really happy with my gyrocopters because they shut down the Chaos Chariots really hard and did a lot of damage to the Chaos Giant and the Chaos Sorcerer, which is kind of where a lot of their damage was. Now, I appreciate the build that the Chaos player took here. The 2 Chariots, I think, is a risky call. I don't know about the 3 Hell Cannons. That's maybe too much, but I do like the 2 Chariots because I never see them. I think Chariots are kind of hard to use in this game, but they gave it a shot. Unfortunately, I brought a counter for these Chariots in this type of game, but I would like to see more players try them out at least.
Though, I mean, I really hope that they tune down the speed of the game overall. In Rome 2, they did that, and I think a lot of people like that. I think at the very beginning, they let it stay fast to appeal to people who might not want a slower-paced game, and that is why maybe they'll change it later on for the guys like us who just really want to be able to micromanage a little bit more. Now, on that note, I mean, chariots require you to constantly have to choose a new target. They constantly need to move or they'll get bogged down. I'm sure they can be used greatly, but in a game right now, they will not. But that's about it for me. Do you have anything else to add?
No, that's it for me too.
Okay, well, thank you for watching, everyone. Check out our channels down below and look forward to more. If there's any faction that you want us to play, let us know down below.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Take